All right. We should be going live here in just a second. I'm using Restream, trying to go to all the channels of Twitch and Periscope and Facebook Live, as well as YouTube. But I want to talk to you about an experience I had, and it was just like I just got hit by this, wow, he's gonna be fired. I remember I was so shocked and devastated when I found out Dr. Ken Smith was going to be fired. This was a person that was running a program to help me pass the CPA exam. And it was absolutely critical that I got into this program because the CPA pass rate for all four parts is 13%. 87% of the people do not pass all four parts. So I was bummed knowing that Dr. Ken Smith was going to be fired. My friend Mark looked at me and he goes, "Rick, it's going to be fired." And I was just in shock. And I didn't know what to do. But I ended up taking action. I ended up doing a survey and got a small team of other students together, and we went and fought the culture by going and actually doing a survey of all the students, because I knew they'd overwhelmingly support Dr. Ken Smith. But we had to fight all these progressive professors that were tenured and politically correct and this whole progressive movement, and they didn't like a capitalistic idea like Ken Smith, who helped you pass the CPA exam. And he actually paid him, and he actually made some money beyond his schooling. It was an incredibly great program. But again, he's going to be fired. So we got the survey together, and that did overwhelmingly support Dr. Ken Smith, and I actually got on the dean's calendar. And so I was presenting to the dean, and I had a student on my right and my student on my left. We're presenting the results of this survey, and he starts attacking the integrity of the survey. And I was going, oh. But as I continued to present to him, he finally, in the end, did not fire Dr. Ken Smith. I was able to go to the CPA exam, go through the program, go to the CPA exam, pass all four parts in the first sitting, as did hundreds of other students in the future. And it was that day that I realized the power of one person taking action in a small team and how that can have this huge cultural impact. And I saw another cultural problem just a year and a half ago or so, when I saw massive lack of truth in the media, the Mockingbird media, right? And I decided to do something about it there, and I started a YouTube channel. And it's blessed to teach it now. It has around 60,000 subscribers, and many of you are part of that, right? And many of you are just frustrated with the culture like I was in this area, and really frustrated with culture all around. And so actually putting that together, and you can obviously find out a lot more. We're going to dig into this on frustratedwithculture.com. This is where you're going to be able to get your free gift. But I'm going to dig into it and talk a little about a vital area of this is the 7 mountains of cultural influence. So it's not just the media, right? It's not like education I was talking about. There's 7 mountains. So what are those 7 mountains, and why do we need to really attack the culture? And how are we being attacked, and then how would we go fight it? And that's what I've spent the last 9 months of my life really doing, is creating this cultural impact system. Every waking minute that I was not doing broadcasts or working full-time, I was putting this new system together, getting trained. I spent over $20,000 getting this together for you guys. So I'm hoping you're excited about it, and I wanted to really talk about why, though. Why are we creating this? So let me flip over to this PowerPoint document and talk a little bit about that. You'll see here's the 7 mountains of cultural influence. You have the mountain of spiritual and religion. You got the mountain of family. You got the mountain of business, the mountain of government, the mountain of media, education, academia, and arts and entertainment. Now there are activities that kind of cross these, but these are the kind of 7 major mountains of cultural influence. And if we look at what's been happening to those 7 mountains, right? Well, we've been attacked. This is why I would imagine you're frustrated with the culture of this country, and I'm frustrated with the culture of this country, and many other countries are frustrated with the culture of theirs. So let's see what's happened, especially over the last 15 or 20 years. If you look at the spiritual religion, look at this. We have corruption in the televangelists. We're finding out not only the Catholic Church, but we just had a Baptist down in Houston, where child sex abuse is rampant. That is not good, right? We have a family. We have clergy response team. You probably heard about that, where they were going to help round up people to go to FEMA camps. And so basically, a lot of these clergy, a lot of our pastors sold us out. We see everybody in these 501c3s and the Johnson Amendment, and they're not involved with politics. So you have this apathy within our spiritual religion. We just need, we can't allow this to continue. And look at the family. They want control over us. They want control over our health care. They want us to get control of our welfare. They want like 70% of black children are without a dad. So they destroyed the family in the inner cities. And now there's an attack on marriage of all kinds with the LGBT. Now they got a Q on there. They keep adding new letters. You got the transgender movement. Now we can't even have a normal bathroom. Can't have our daughter be safe in a public bathroom? Are you kidding me? In a school bathroom? And then we see lack of school choice being attacked, right? So you can just see the frustration that we can have, and why I believe we need the culture impact system, and why I put my heart into this the last 9 months. Business another time. Just think of the tech giant censorship, where they pulled down my video the other day. They're kicking people off. They're shadow banning everybody. They're putting, I think you saw Pinterest putting Christian organization on the porn block list. We've probably heard about the Federal Reserve, where where basically our Federal Reserve is not federal. It's not a reserve. It's not a system. It's owned by international bankers, and they cause recessions. Whoa. My company went down in 2008, and I know it was now because of the cash flow. The same thing they did in the Great Depression. They did it on purpose to get wealthy. Wall Street, these cabal-owned companies. You got Big Pharma funding the symptoms and management for secure so they can get wealthy. What about this government mountain? Just look at the hatred of Trump and the lies and the spying and this police state type tactics coming over as the cabal almost took over all these areas, including the government. We have massive corruption where people are just, these politicians become wealthy. They're controlled by the cabal, the foundation laundering of money, where they just become incredibly wealthy. They come in making a couple $100K a year, and they end up multi-millionaires by laundering money everywhere. Then this new hatred of capitalism that's coming in, and the hatred of law enforcement, and the hatred of ICE, and they want open borders as the government is just not doing what we the people need. What about media? That's what I was talking about earlier, the Mockingbird media, the double agents, the 4 a.m. talking points, where they're controlled by the cabal with propaganda. They like to start wars and fund both sides, and they use the media to do that with all these false flags and things. And then they are totally attacking conservatives and libertarians, right? Media Matters and these false fake fact-checking like Snopes, right? And the American Academy, look at it, Education and Academia. Education and Academia, they're rewriting history. And I just realized as I read the book, The Killing of Uncle Sam, is that the cabal's controlled for years all these foundations and the actual textbooks. And so now professors are teaching hatred of America, the white privilege, the founders were evil. And they're teaching non-godly values from grade school through college. They're teaching evolution, false pieces of evolution, false information, false science. Arts and entertainment, just think about what's going on there. I mean, I'm going to close this down here. Let's see. This would be view, close the ribbon so I can see the rest of this. You got the filth and bad values in nearly all movies and TV series, right? You have famous hatred of our values, all the famous and the rich and the famous and these elites, the Hollywood, just they hate Trump. They're the famous athletes kneeling to the flag. We got plays, cartoons, famous hating, all like even The Simpsons are anti-Christian, right? As an example, and all these late night shows are all against Trump as well, and hating of Americans and other patriots. So this is just showing that we are attacked in all 7 of these areas, and we've lost almost all these mountains as patriots, Christian patriots. And we've got to go take them back. And I think we can, especially with God interacting like he is right now and the patriot movement that Trump has going on. It's really exciting to see what we can do now. And this is the time to strike, I believe, because of the patriot movement, because of everything that's happening here. So let me continue on another couple things. Like here's another. I have links to these, and again, you're going to be able to get this a PDF document with all the links active and a bunch more stuff that I'm not going to have time to cover because I'm only going to go over another 10 minutes or so. But you'll be able to see the 49 passion areas, the prevailing spirits in each of these mountains, and a lot more detail you can get in the free gift on. It's going to be at frustratedwithculture.com. So frustratedwithculture.com is where you'll go to get the free gift of learning more about these 7 mountains. Because that's the first step, is really understanding how we're being attacked. Here's an example. Like here's an article you can click onto that says regular Christians are no longer welcome in American culture, right? That's just what's happening with Christianity. The family. The evidence shows family is under attack. Learn the facts and follow the evidence to the real solution. This is just an example, one example. The business, Silicon Valley admits own bigotry. Christians suck. Gays are great. That's an article there. Here's an article on government. How the American political class hides corruption and enriches family and friends. They sold us out. Media, the 15 reasons we don't trust the media. I did this video a while back. And it's Mockingbird Media versus QAnon. So that's a great link to that video if you want to really understand how Mockingbird Media is working and how they started both sides of both wars. Education, liberal professors outnumber conservatives nearly 12 to 1. 12 to 1, a study finds. And arts and entertainment, the effect of celebrity culture on our children. So this is just another, it's just some really good examples of why I believe we needed the cultural impact system, a way to easily come together and I want to use my expertise in helping. But boy, we got to really recognize this problem. And again, across all 7 of these mountains. And if you look at all 7 of these mountains, if you think about it, the average Christians are really about the God, family, and business/work, right? So it's like Vince Lombardi said, God, family, football, right? And so we've spent a lot of time here. But when we gave up these other mountains, what happened? Well, things didn't work out real well, right? Because now they're attacking all 7 of the mountains. So what happened? I believe if you look at this here is that our primary focus was here, right? I'm going to shorten this up so I'm not completely in the way. But the primarily cultural influences, maybe I'll put this as 3 words and so I can move this over here out of my way, right? The primary cultural influences are things like the media, because that he who controls the media controls the mind. Then you train the kids from grade school up, right? And all the liberal professors professing progressivism, professing political correctness. And then all the famous people, whether they're sports or they're movies or whatever type of arts they're in, most of them are spewing. And now they've used those to take over these other mountains. And it's just kind of the way it's happened is we've just been negligent as most of our time up in these mountains. We've given up these mountains, and then they were able to take over the tech giants to be censoring Christians, taking over the transgender movement and the attacking of the family and having 70% of black boys and girls being raised in families with no father, and all the corruption that's in the church now. So with all the values that are being here, and part of the reason why this happened, guys, I believe is because of this. This was in 1998, and again, things have gotten a lot worse now, right? But the general population back in 1998, 93% believed in God. 90% of the military. So again, huge majority of the general population in the military believing in God. And now it falls all the way down to 70% as business, as we give up the business mountain more. And that's falling now. Politicians, 50%. Look at that. 93% of the general population believe in God, but only 50% of the politicians. It means we gave up on the government mountain. And then look at this. I know if academia was in here, it would be really similar. These last three mountains of academia, arts and entertainment, and media. Only 3% of the people that are in arts and entertainment mountain believe in God. And the media is 2%. So we gave up those mountains. They came back and took over all 7 of the mountains. But now we have the Trump movement with the Patriot movement. And we have God interacting here with a huge, I believe, Spirit of God being over this country. And now is the time to strike. And it is going to be a fun journey. And I'll show you how I want to do this. And so I put this really 3 easy steps, but there's a lot of depth behind it, but it's simple and fast. It's going to be actually a 5-week course that starts on July 27th. And I'm not going to go into detail here because I really want to focus more on why I built the cultural impact system versus what right now. So the why you probably just saw. I'm frustrated with culture like you are. But we can do something about it, guys. All we need to do is establish cultural impactors in all 7 of these mountains. And I want you to understand really what passionate. So download that free gift at frustratedwithculture.com because that is going to actually just allow you to understand what these 7 mountains are. And if everybody understands which of the 7 mountains, let's just pick one of you that you personally are passionate about. And then I'm going to combine you with other people that have that same passion. And then we'll be able to do some amazing things together, right? The second thing is, and this is, if you can just, and I just really want to help you become what I call an impactor, right? Become an impactor. And even if you want to be behind the scenes, even if you only have a little bit of time, this is for you. And even if you want to do full-time career change, this is for you, obviously. And you want to be in the front lines, that's fine as well. But we all need to come together to take back one of these mountains. So you pick one. I want to take all 7 of them back, right? And we're going to attack all 7. But I want you to focus on one. That's part of success, is being really, really focused. I want to think big too. Just think about what Brian Calfage did with getting $21 million for the wall. He didn't do that alone. He had a small team. And that $21 million now has built an $8 million critical piece in that closed down where 300 or 400 people were coming a night through there, as well as drugs. Beautiful story. I'll show you that in an upcoming live cast. Now here we see the need to leverage each other. So remember, the power and synergies of multiple people that are in the same passion area. So I'll actually help you guys define what I call a team gifting. It's your spiritual gift combined with your personality type. And you want different, well-balanced teams that are all united with the same passion, right? Same passion, different team giftings. And then we can go take ground in those mountains. And this is what I've been an expert at my whole life, early in career, is helping small teams be really effective. How do you set proper outcomes? How do you achieve things? I mean, I've taken many teams that were struggling and would deliver the wrong stuff all the time. And after a long period of time with big, huge stage gates, versus delivering small little pieces in an agile way every week and getting feedback and inspect and adapt. And then I'm able to move that team a mile and blow away the old team structure. Right? So those are examples. And we obviously have to begin with the end in mind and really use design thinking techniques to set that correct area. So I'm just so excited about telling you guys and showing you guys and teaching you guys about how to take our culture back through getting the right passion area and understanding that, making sure that you know what your team gifting is so you can have well-balanced teams, and then having these small teams be trained in design thinking and agile to actually go take those mountains back. It's going to be fun. Again, in later videos I'll get a lot more detail about that, but the bottom line is I want you to understand the why and the vision, because I believe, just like I did when I just did that survey at Idaho State University to not get Dr. Ken Smith fired. I believe in the power of one person acting as a part of a small team can have massive cultural impact. Another example of that is that wall of Brian Calvage. It's $21 million. It's growing. I also believe we can take back our culture by establishing cultural impactors in all 7 mountains. We can fight the cabal's deception and teach truth in all 7 mountains. We can take ground and hold ground by establishing leaders and teams and get revenue and funding in all 7 mountains. This isn't thinking small. This is getting on stages and talking to people. And again, you don't have to be a stage person, but somebody on your team might be. So you can work behind the scenes. You can work part-time. This is going to be for all types of people that are. I'm looking for 2 things. Are you a believer in God? And are you a patriot? That's that army of God we're talking about, right? Now, some people of different faiths might want to join as well. That's fine too. But the point is that they know God's moving, and they know that this is a patriot movement as well. So if you're a patriot Christian, you want to be part of this army of God, I believe we can do amazing things. I believe we can unify as Christian patriots to help destroy the divisive tactics of Soros and unite we the people here and around the world. And I believe I've been called to help you and other patriots, even if very part-time and behind the scenes, to become an impactor and enjoy seeing your effort make true cultural impact. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make true cultural impact. And I'm excited. I just noticed that I had a lot of that covered up too much as well. So I'll make that a little bit smaller for you guys next time. But I tell you what, I am excited about this. You can probably tell. And I do want to make sure you guys go get this free gift. Again, it's at frustratedwithculture.com, and you'll learn more about what these 7 mountains are. Learn some things I didn't have time to cover today, like the 49 passion areas within those 7 mountains, and really the prevailing spirits of the 7 mountains. You're gonna understand as well, and you'll also get this presentation I just showed you with the links to the articles as well as these things. So download that gift at frustratedwithculture.com. I want to talk to you a little bit about the wrap up of that story I told you about earlier about Dr. Ken Smith. So, it's about 15 years after I had graduated, and I had passed that CPA exam right, and I got a package from Idaho State University, and I opened it up, and there was a letter from the dean. And I was looking through it, and my eyes went to the bottom and looked at the signature line. It was signed Dr. Ken Smith. The very person they were going to fire became dean of the entire school. Again, that is the power of one person working with a small team and how much cultural impact that can make. It can have huge cultural impact. Now, I was literally in tears when I saw that. Part of it was because when I thought back 15 years ago, I almost did not do that survey. I almost did not take action. So don't let that be you. Take action now. Go download this free gift at frustratedwithculture.com. I'll put it in the links to all the videos as a little bit later as well. But go download that. Because God will use you. And your country needs you. Thank you. And talk to you guys later.